endocrine. The hypothalamus makes hormones that will be stored and secreted by the posterior pituitary and regulate the anterior pituitary. So the pituitary gland is a small sac comprised as a posterior lobe and an anterior lobe. The posterior lobe stores hormones that arrive ready-made from the hypothalamus, while the anterior lobe secretes its own hormones. The two main hormones that are produced by the hypothalamus to be secreted by the posterior pituitary are called oxytocin and the antidiuretic hormones, or EDH, also called vasopressin. Oxytocin stimulates uterine contractions during labor and is also involved in the release of milk during breastfeeding. Antidiuretic hormones, or the ADH, stimulates the kidneys to reabsorb water, inhibiting urine formation during times of low blood pressure, thus helping the body avoid dehydration. The anterior pituitary makes and secretes 6 hormones that regulate other endocrine glands. These hormones are the growth hormone, or the GH. It promotes the growth of skeletal muscles and bones and directs cells to metabolize fat. Prolactin, or the PRL, which stimulates milk production in the mammary glands of the breast. Follicle stimulating hormone and luteinizing hormones regulate the gonads. The FSH stimulates follicle development in ovaries and the production of sperm and ova. The LH triggers ovulation of an egg cell in females and testosterone production in males. Thyroid stimulating hormones, or the TSH, the thyroprotic hormones, the TH, which influences the growth and activity of the thyroid gland. Adrenocorticotropic hormones, or the ACTH, which regulates the activity of the adrenal cortex to secrete glucocorticoids. Next, let's look at the thyroid gland that produces thyroid hormones, which is actually 2 hormones, the tyrosine, or the T4, and the triiodotyrosine, or the T3. This is the hormone that affects almost every cell in the body by increasing metabolism, regulating tissue growth, and maintaining blood pressure. The thyroid also makes calcitonin, which lowers the blood calcium level. Next up are the parathyroid glands that secrete parathyroid hormones, which rise the blood calcium levels. Calcium levels are involved in cell signaling, among many other things. Then are the adrenal glands, which are each comprised of an inner adrenal medulla and an outer adrenal cortex. The cortex synthesizes a wide variety of steroid hormones called corticosteroids. Mineralocorticoids like aldosterone regulates ions constructions like sodium and potassium. There also stimulates the kidneys to regulate water and electrolyte balance. Glucocorticoids like cortisol and cortisone influence metabolism by keeping blood glucose level consistent, and they also maintaining blood pressure by influencing vasoconstrictors. Glucocorticoids help resist long-term stressors by increasing blood glucose levels and have anti-inflammatory properties. And the gonadocorticoids are sex hormones like androgens, which are typically converted into testosterone and estrogen. The adrenal medulla, on the other hand, synthesize catecholamines like epinephrine and norepinephrine. These prepare the body to deal with short-term stress, fight or fight or flight. During emergencies situations by increasing heart rate, blood pressures, and blood glucose level, which are good for evading danger. So, thymus produces thymosin, which matures some types of WBC and important in developing the immune system. Then there is the pineal gland found in the dencephalon of the brain. This produces melatonin, which help regulate the circadian rhythm, which involve the body sleep-wake cycle. The pancreas, which produces insulin and glucagon, which are antagonists that maintaining blood sugar homeostasis. Insulin is released by blood glucose level are high. It produces blood glucose levels. Glucagon is released when blood glucose levels are low. It stimulates the liver to release glucose to blood, thus increasing blood glucose levels. And finally, the gonads produce sex hormones. The ovaries produce estrogen and progesterone, whereas the testes produce several androgens. The most important is testosterone. Estrogens stimulate the development and maintenance of secondary female sex characteristics and matures the female reproductive organs. With progesterone, estrogens also promote breast development and regulate menstrual cycle. Progesterone promotes growth of uterine lining in preparation for the implantation of an embryo in the uterus and help prepare breast for lactation. And the androgens supports sperm's information in the development and maintaining of male secondary sex characteristics.